Namaskar, welcome to the Entropy Hill. So now let's get started with our subject basic thermodynamics. A very traditional definition of which says that it is the study of three E's: energy, equilibrium and entropy. And in order to do so, let us first get familiar with the language, that is basic terminology, in which the subject identifies its object, that is matter, in order to achieve its objectives. And as we know very well that matter can be classified as solid, liquid and gases, but if you observe it carefully, then matter can also be viewed as a macroscopic and microscopic entity. And this branch of thermodynamics which deals with matter in its macroscopic form is called as classical thermodynamics, and here in our subject we are concerned about classical thermodynamics only and not about statistical thermodynamics which deals with matter in its microscopic form. Although macroscopic behavior of matter is related to microscopic molecular nature, because change in velocity of individual molecules results in change in momentum when they collide with the walls of the container, and this rate of change of momentum is called as force. So the force imparted onto the walls of the container per unit area can be perceived as a macroscopic pressure resulted from the molecular activity. Also, this macroscopic temperature can be justified as resulted from the kinetic energy of individual molecules at molecular level. But for this, matter should be treated as continuous, and this concept of continuum remains applicable when statistical fluctuations become irrelevant and statistical averaging becomes meaningful. To understand this, consider a small volume which contains relatively few molecules, and as the molecules pass into and out of this volume, the mass inside this volume fluctuates substantially, and so this quantity, which is defined as mass per unit volume, will also fluctuate, and the matter will not be treated as continuous until it occupies a limiting volume such that the density do not get affected by the entry and exit of individual molecule. And at this limiting volume, macroscopic density can be defined and the matter can be treated as continuous. This can also be explained for pressure, macroscopic pressure, as the limiting area in which the substantial fluctuations of the force imparted onto the walls of the container by the individual molecules. Substantial fluctuations of the force imparted onto the walls of the container by the individual molecules becomes negligible, and for that limiting area macroscopic pressure can be defined and matter can be treated as continuous. Now in solids and liquid, molecules are arranged close together, so even a small volume or a region can be treated as continuous. But in gases, molecules are well separated with no regular arrangement. So in gases, this concept of continuum will remain valid only when mean free path of molecules remains smaller than the characteristic dimensions of the object, where this mean free path is defined as the average distance traveled by the molecule during its collision with other molecule and with the walls of the container, and can be represented as the total distance traveled by the molecule during collision divided by the number of molecules with which it collides. And the characteristic dimensions can be obtained from this formula. When this formula is applied to a circular tube, then the characteristic dimension of a circular tube comes out to be equal to the diameter of a circular tube. So a limiting value of 0.01 is assigned to a dimensionless Knudsen number, which is defined as the ratio of mean free path to the characteristic dimension of the object. And for the applicability of this concept of continuum, this dimensionless number should remain smaller than this limiting value of 0.01, and this limiting value can be physically understood as when the mean free path remains lower than the characteristic dimension of the object, then for the lower mean free path more should be the molecular collisions, and in that region more number of molecules should be present, so the matter can be treated as continuous there. But when this mean free path becomes greater than the characteristic dimension of the object, then because of less number of molecules in region of low pressure and low density, matter cannot be treated as continuous, because in those regions this Knudsen number will attain a value greater than the limiting value of 0.01, like in vacuum and higher altitudes of atmosphere. So this whole understanding can be summarized as that the concept of continuum will not remain valid in highly rarefied gases, which forms the outer part of the atmosphere, vacuum and electron tubes, satellite motion in space, nano and micro materials where the characteristic dimensions of the object becomes much smaller than the mean free path of the molecules, and in high altitude rocket missiles flights. And in all these areas where the density of the matter becomes low, as in cases of high altitude aerodynamics and micro electromechanical and nano electromechanical system where the characteristic dimensions of the object becomes much smaller than the mean free path, and in those areas where discontinuities are present in atomic structure, like in catalysis, filters and membrane gas separations which involves porous media, statistical thermodynamics needs to be applied. And in statistical thermodynamics, individual molecule needs to be studied, so it is a time consuming and a very complex approach as compared to macroscopic approach. And the question, in highly rarefied gases the concept of this loses validity. So now you can with this understanding you can definitely answer it as a concept of continuum. And do not get confused with this macroscopic viewpoint, because in highly rarefied gases macroscopic viewpoint cannot be applied because the concept of continuum loses validity. So the correct option will be the concept of continuum. So in the next lecture we will try to explore matter in more detail. Till then, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.